So about a year ago I got this for $3. It's a Zenith record and radio console combo thingy with room to put your records into it on the bottom or something. I really don't know. But it didn't come with speakers or whatever, so it's not really that useful. Now over here we have phono, off, tape, AM, AFC, and FM. I believe AFC is FM, just with a modified thing on it. Then we have the tuner over here. You can adjust the FM and the AM. Then we have the loudness. Yeah, that's before they invented volume. It's the loudness. We have the balance, switches the sound between the left and right. Then we have the treble, which kind of changes the pitch, I think. And then we have stereo push mono pull. I guess that's the I don't know. Then we have just the record player, and it doesn't really work. The needle is bad on it. And we have the settings and stuff. As you can tell, it's spring-loaded. That's to keep it nice and even in case it's bumped or whatever. And then you can switch from 16 RPM, 33 RPM, 45 RPM, and 78 RPM. Here's the high-fidelity stereo phonograph. Or stereophonic, yeah. I believe these are also called phonographs, though, aren't they? I like the springy motion. The odd thing is, I can't find anywhere like any model numbers or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. Hey, looky there. Solid state. Now let's try to figure out how to take it apart, shall we? Let's start off the autopsy by looking at the base type thing. And you see we got some nice little rollers on there, and it's made out of, oh, I'd say a good half-inch or third of an inch thick composite wood or whatever. Then we have some box tubing. That seems pretty strong, but the connection with the wood, it makes it really flimsy. Not counting it's pretty old, that's probably the most likely reason. And we have some nice little wire. I can use that for something. I wonder if I could ride that down a hill. That'd be pretty interesting. It'd probably end up breaking me if it's because those wheels are really small and they probably hit one little rock and then it'd go flying. Now let's get to the real meat of the video. And as EEV blogs would say, don't turn it on, take it apart. I believe this part comes out somehow. There we go. That'll prove interesting for something. Now, how do we go about this? That didn't sound too good. But I think we should work on the bottom, because there's screws on the bottom, and turn it upside down and take off the bottom, plastic. So we have the lid, kind of hinges off. Well, no, it doesn't really hinge, but it's stuck on there from the wires. I'll remove those in a bit. But down inside here we have, this looks like the main power unit, is underneath the record player mechanism. And over here we have the radio system. Whole lot of neat stuff in here. Well, look at that. It's 12 volt and 5 volt connector from an ATX power supply. Well, it's the grandfather of that, but it's pretty close. See, it even fits inside the power input of a modern hard drive. Well, modern being 1992, but oh well. Pretty darn cool. So now we're to the record deck, and to be honest, this is the first white one I've ever really messed with. All the ones I've messed with are either gray, brown, or black. They tend towards dark colors. And the backside is actually pretty small. Created September 15th, 1969. we go. Now that it's taken apart, let's look at the actual components inside of it. We have some big ass resistors over here with some nice resistors. They can come in handy really good because I don't like buying resistors. And I think I'll start making a big collection of things where I can just pull a little drawer and I can know what's in that and I can find parts really easily. Now stuff like these capacitors, they are most likely bad. Although these ones might be okay. I don't know though. Like these ones, you can see they're bulging out. The top parts are pushing out of the casing. That means they're pretty much dead. But then again, any capacitor, once they get past 15 years, usually they go bad anyway. It's very rare to find old capacitors that work. And we got some nice little power supplies, and another big power supply that's mounted on the back of it. And here we have the main tuning unit, and I believe it also doubles as the amplifier unit. I've already shown you all the controls, so let's look at the back, or the side or whatever. Now, there's two main circuit boards. There's a circuit board over here, and there's a circuit board right here. I imagine this circuit board takes care of the tuning, and that circuit board takes care of the amplifying. You have some nice switches and stuff like that. Hey, and some more of those, whatever they're called, like on the main power board. Then back here you have variable capacitors. Oh, here. See, they turn, and they change the capacitance depending on how far the plates are into the other ones. And you have a bunch of, oh cool, some neat transistors I haven't seen look like that before. And these cans, I believe they are coils, so you can adjust them and they can work at different frequencies and stuff like that. Ooh, and an orange capacitor. It's orange, so it's cool. Hey, cool, it has dual potentiometers on there. I've never seen ones like that before. That one's a triple one. It has a second one that, this one has two potentiometers, and then the shaft goes down and through a gear and hooks the other one. So evidently this one is a geared potentiometer. So you'll see that every day. I always like whenever circuit boards have logos on them and neat little graphics like that. Like this one motherboard for Intel 486 has a train on it. Oh, I love that thing. It's so awesome. So that's how that works. Or did before I broke it. When you turn the main mechanism, this part down here switches between these wires. And over here, when you switch, it flips this around. So you have two switches that are toggled by these arms that move around. And right here you have a main radio unit, complete with potentiometer with a knob on it, or not a knob, but a turning thingy on it. It doesn't have a knob actually on it. And I imagine you could probably use this to tune radio signals, although you probably need the other parts with it too. So, here's one of those transistors that look really weird. It has a round top on it. At least I think it's a transistor. Yeah, it has an emitter, collector, and base written below it. So that's pretty interesting. There we go. And so now I have yet another box of parts that I can rummage through whenever I need to find a part. Especially a resistor or a capacitor or a potentiometer. Or just maybe a piece of metal to weld to something for a brace. Who knows? Now I'll just clean up my mess. And before I go, let's crush this little 40 or 50-year-old piece of foam. Haha, so rewarding. Crap.